Hello, hello, and welcome back. It's LaShonda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. We are once again inside the Starter Kit Build project for our part 2 encore of the Starter Kit Digital Assets AI Build-a-thon. Try to say that a couple times fast. So, as you know, to help you grow, my focus this weekend is working on creating a digital starter kit that's going to help you turn your ideas into finished assets. We are focused on building a 3-part kit with an ebook, tool, and build aid. So what I'm going to do is a quick recap for you, and then we'll mosey on into our focus for today. Hopefully you are hanging out with me over the course of this weekend, live and or on the replay side. But either way, I want to make sure that I can support you with your projects today. So come on in to the virtual building. Number 1, let's jump into our focused conversation today once we get through the recap, okay? All right, so we focused on 2 things yesterday. Me kind of walking through the process of creating a starter kit, what we're building, number 1, and then actually showing you the process of going through a series of guided questions with ChatGPT to gain clarity around my kit idea. Hopefully you had an opportunity to work on yours, right? So focused on the starter kit project, once I came up with an idea, which was helping authors and creatives figure out how to turn publications they already had into profitable digital products, I was off to the races. So I created my kit concept, number 1, map it, then focused on the first part of the kit was my core asset, the ebook, and literally built it, you, me, ChatGPT, and of course Claude, because Claude did the heavy lifting. So just to kind of get into the swing of things, I will show you, let's see, the ebook that I created. It's somewhere around here. All right. So essentially, Claude helped me to, let me actually open this in, I think it's called Books. I'm on my iPad. It might be easier to see it that way. Alrighty. So after lovingly brainstorming my book with Claude, I then was able to have Claude completely design the PDF, which you see here, published to profitable, turning what you've already created into digital products that sell. So it actually built this 20, I believe it was like 26, somewhere between 26 and 30 pages, I believe, ebook for me, breaking down essentially the gold that many of you are sitting on. Inside of our project, there is a starter kit project page. And I do have an example of one of the PDFs that I built on the Claude platform so that you can see it. But of course, I'm just kind of going through this one as well with you. And you can see that it's not just like Claude just put this, like slapped the text in here and then said, here you go, LaShonda. You know, it's branded. It's got my purple and gold, main primary purple, then gold accent color in here. I was also able to put in quotes from myself and then even share stories from clients in here. I've got Dr. Kira, her story in here, the lovely Lavon, who I just see coming into the virtual building. Hey, welcome, welcome. These are some of the things that I infused into this ebook that I worked on yesterday. And I actually showed you all how to pull content from your previous products, from your PDFs, from your pages, and actually give it to the AI so that when it's building out your ebook, it's created in your voice, right? And so I worked on that yesterday, and it took, I want to say, a little over 10 minutes for Claude to create this lovely ebook for me. And then I essentially took it, uploaded this into Canva to show you that once you get it, if there are some edits that you want to do, you could say, hey, Claude, can you update this or that, number one. But number two, it's probably easier just to import it into Canva Design and to make some minor tweaks from there if you wanted to, because you can upload PDFs into Canva and then edit them, which is pretty cool. So that's essentially where we left off yesterday. Today, what we're going to do is to continue working through this project. So I'm going to, just to kind of reset the room, let me go over to our website, which is sistersense.com/SKP for Starter Kit Project. Alrighty, so more than likely, if you were invited to this training live, you could go to the email that I sent you, click the link to get the details, and it's going to take you here. But otherwise, you can simply go to Sister Sense, that's me, sistasense.com, sistersense.com/SKP for Starter Kit Project, and here you'll see the date here will change because I do build-a-thons every month. But what you'll be able to see is essentially all the different parts of our build project. One of those parts is getting your starter prompts, right? So free 99, there are some starter prompts here to help you figure out the parts of the digital kit that you're creating with us this weekend. If you were not with us yesterday, that's totally okay. Hey, out there. That's totally okay. What you can do is start from day one before you jump into day two, okay? And you won't miss anything because you'll be able to watch what I'm doing, but start from the beginning, okay? So this is actually an encore presentation because I did this last week, but I wanted to create a space where if you missed it last week or you wanted to finish, you could. So the first prompt is putting this into ChatGPT to start to think about the kind of kit you want to create. Now, if you prefer to use Claude or Gemini, that's fine, whichever AI platform you choose. Copy this prompt and put it into your platform to start to think about an idea based on your area of expertise and the type of people that you try to support online, okay? So we worked on the Starter Kit Mapper prompt number 1, and then also the eBook starter prompt number 2. The big thing that I want to share with you, for those of you who might not be aware of this, is I have what I call starter prompts and genius prompts. The starter ones are all free to everybody, and they get you into the process of starting to map out what you're trying to create, because we're not just brainstorming, we're actually building. Now, if you want to, and this is up to you, okay? If you want to, you could always click on the Get Your Genius prompts to upgrade, either to start with me just to get the prompts and the replays, grow with me to join us in the Academy for 1 year, or build with me to work with me specifically one-on-one privately on a 30-day build project. So over the course of 30 days, I can help you build your lead magnet, low ticket offer, and core offer, okay? And that's something that you get to do independent of working with the community. If you just kind of wanted a short-term opportunity to work with me on a specific project, okay? So those of you who are in my academy and or currently working with me privately, you have access to all the genius prompts and all the replays, because we're going to have even more replays after this weekend. But when you're here, you can use the more detailed prompts to continue where the starter prompts left off, okay? So you know, honestly, the starter prompts is because I wanted everybody to be able to start brainstorming and building. And once you get to the end of those prompts, you have two options. either upgrade to get the larger ones or just manually follow along with me and use what you have been given, okay? If you have any questions about that, feel free to let me know. But at the very least, what I wanted to do is make sure everyone was clear about what we're doing here, right? And you know where to go to get what you need. Again, sistersense.com/SKP. That's going to take you here so you can see our starter kit project this weekend, prompts, replays, all the things, okay? All right. So now that I took a few minutes, about 10 minutes or so, just to kind of get us up to speed, let's go back into our presentation, okay? So we worked on Map It, building the core ebook. That was yesterday. Let's talk about today. So once you know what your starter kit is about and you know what your ebook is going to be, for me, it's the power of three, okay? So the main kit, with your digital product, digital kit, has three things in it: an ebook, a support tool, and a build aid. And you go, okay, well, what's a support tool, LaShonda? Well, the support tool essentially is going to help them do whatever you're teaching them in the book, okay? So my book is about, you want to repurpose, let's say, a book, something you published. Let's talk about how you can do it. And then the support tool helps them do the thing that's in the book, okay? So the idea here is that you can make it a web app, you can make it a PDF, it's kind of up to you. But what you're going to see is, I skipped ahead. You're going to see me work on this now, okay? So, excuse me. Let me go over to, I'm going to do a couple of things. Okay, let me do a couple of things. So the first thing is, this is what I built. I built my ebook yesterday in Claude. I did that with you guys, right? You were able to see that. And then I could download it literally from inside Claude, okay? I'm going to go back to ChatGPT because some of the conversation I was having about this project, I was doing it there and not here. What would I say about that? Do you have to use multiple platforms? Do you have to kind of go from ChatGPT to Claude? You don't have to do that. There are so many different ways that you can create an ebook, just so many ways. But if you wanted Claude to create your ebook the way I did it yesterday, that is the part that you would need to do here, okay? Other than that, you can pretty much use ChatGPT. If you just want Chat to help you create the content, you put it in a Canva design or you do a Microsoft Google Doc. Honestly, it's up to you. The only time you honestly would need to use Claude is if you just prefer to use Claude, period, and or you want to use it specifically to work on your PDF project, okay? Just want to make sure that that is clear. Number one. Number two, I'm going to go back over to ChatGPT if I can find it somewhere and get back into the conversation that I was having yesterday. Okay. So this is where I left off with, excuse me, I was about to say Claude. This is where I left off with ChatGPT, and I was basically telling it, hey, I want to build my PDF in Claude because Claude is going to build the whole thing. So give me everything that we talked about as far as my book project was concerned, and it did, right? My book project is the Published to Profitable Starter Kit. And the ebook, same name, Published to Profitable. And then I was able to give this information to Claude. It helped me write the ebook and then turn it into a PDF, okay? So now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, hey, ChatGPT, a.k.a. Cece, my 24/7 AI-powered clarity coach. Good news. So yesterday, Claude actually built this ebook into a PDF, okay? So I want you to see the book because we're going to do some fun things with this. and continue the conversation around building out this kit. Number one, so let me know what you think about what Claude created, number one. Number two, this is actually my AI Profits Build-a-thon this month. I did it last week, but I'm doing it again this week, and some lovely ladies are in the virtual building. Hi, Carolina. I see you sneaking on in here. LOL. Some lovely ladies are in the building. It's Sunday, Soulful Sunday, so I would love for you to share a message with them around creating their kits and being inside of our Build-a-thon this weekend. Once you do that, I'm going to give you another prompt so we can continue me creating my starter kit, but just let's start from there. All righty. So now that I've said that, let me give ChatGPT my PDF that I worked on yesterday so it can see it, tell me what it thinks, and then we'll move forward. Answer. First of all, congratulations. Love it, love it, love it. Claude did not play with this. You have a real book in your hands. Let me show you what I see, what Claude built well. The promise is clear. Turn what you've already created into a digital product that sells. No mystery, no fluff. It follows the architecture we designed. Examples from TLC. Your voice survived the AI. Big win. Lines like that assumption is costing you money. Launching is one moment. Leaning in is a strategy. That's you. No corporate, no generic, you. So one of the things that I did yesterday, and hopefully I can do more of that today, is to show you how to incorporate your voice into the content. So when you're using AI, it doesn't sound generic. It sounds like you, right? The way we want it to, okay? So then it sells without being salesy. The milestones are excellent. If I were publishing at CEO level, I would consider adding more pull quotes from you, maybe a visual diagram of the 3 paths, a few more you are closer than you think emotional beats, possibly tightening a couple of chapters for pacing. But those are enhancements, not problems. Bottom line, this is sellable, giftable, authority building, foundation content for 10 other assets. You now officially have IP, right? So this is my intellectual property. And one of the things that I was doing when building out the ebook yesterday was infusing it with my methods, my frameworks, my quotes, my testimonials. So it was really mine. And AI wasn't just, Claude wasn't just kind of, to the best of its ability, writing the content for me. Randomly, it was very intentional, okay? All right. Message for the women inside the Build-a-thon. Ladies, take a breath and look at what just happened. An idea turned into a book. A conversation turned into a product. Clarity turned into something you can sell. This is what momentum looks like. Not perfection, not 10 years of planning, not waiting until you feel ready. Movement. What you are doing this weekend is powerful because you are refusing to stay in thinking mode. You are becoming builders, and builders win. Some of you came in believing, I don't know what I would even create. Now you're realizing, I've been sitting on value this whole time. That shift changes businesses. That shift changes income. That shift changes confidence. Remember, you are not behind. You are early in the moment when women like you finally have access to tools that make creation faster than ever. The question is not, can I do this? The question is, will I decide to? And you are. I'm proud of you. I am excited for you, and I cannot wait to see what you build next. Keep going. If you want next, I can help you turn this into a support tool, extract 5 new offers, all the things, okay? So there's lots of things that I can do with ChatGPT now. as we continue. Now, every step of this process has a prompt, okay? So let's talk about that. Those of you who are hanging out with me as part of the free 99 community, right? When you're here, and the first thing you're going to see is get your starter kit. This is at sistersense.com/SKP for starter kit project. Get your starter kit prompts. Now, these are hidden except for when we're live. So while you're live, take advantage of grabbing these, okay? Now, like I said, if you missed yesterday, that's okay. Start with the first one, which is mapping out your starter kit. If you were building it from last week, you can continue from that one. I upgraded these prompts from what we did in last week's 2-day build-a-thon. But you can start with mapping, then your ebook. I'm going to move into the support tool. But those are the 3 starter prompts you get for free. If you upgrade, and how do you do that? Simply click on the link that says Get Your Genius prompts. You'll see that there are several opportunities. Start with me, grow with me, build with me to upgrade. Start with me is going to give you access to the replays, prompts, and bonus tools just for this weekend. Grow with me is going to give you half off access to the academy at the focus level so that you can work with us every month for the duration of this year to help you get clear about the digital products you want to put out there, integrating AI into your business, tiny to titan style, so that you are really revving up your business when it comes to using AI and working towards creating a simple, sustainable digital product business. And then, of course, if you need that extra one-on-one support, not just training, not just prompts, but you need the opportunity to work with me privately, then you have Build With Me. Okay, so if you're not already working with me one-on-one, you can sign up to Build With Me so that over the course of 30 days, we can create your amazing. So that's going to give you many things, but one of which is access to the Build Your Starter Kit in 48 Hours hub. That hub has all the prompts, okay? So the prompts I'm focused on today are the support tool, build aid, expansion tool, etc. One of my personal favorites is this one, bonus, how to get your first 10 customers, right? Bonus, how to work on a niche specific idea. So it's specific to your expertise, your niche, right? Building out your sales page, your back-end deliverables page. There are a ton of prompts to support you when it comes to building this kit and beyond, okay? Inside the Build Your Starter Kit in 48 Hours Builder Bundle, all right? So with that being said, I always like for you guys to see how the starter prompts work. So I'm going to go to the support tool prompt, copy that, and then go into ChatGPT, and in the same conversation, I'm not going to create a new one. From the same one, I'm going to paste and then hit enter and start that conversation about the supports tool from where I left off. But I'm using the starter prompt because I want y'all to see what it looks like. I'm going to complete these 3 questions real quick. Again, you can work on the support tool, but if you haven't done the first 2, you actually need to start there. Don't just jump in where, get in where you can fit in. Start the process off with mapping out your overall kit. That's where it makes the most amount of sense to begin, okay? All right, let me answer these questions. You can mute me if you want to just kind of work on your thing while I'm working on mine, and then we'll get to the other side. Okay, awesome. So what is my mini guide about and who it's for? I actually, because I'm a little bit lazy, LOL, I decided to just kind of continue the conversation from our existing thread. Is it possible that you already know what I came up with for my project based on our conversation, or do I have to go and find it again? Because I started this conversation with ChatGPT yesterday. I appreciate the honesty, and yes, I absolutely know the project from the thread. Lock it in for the tool. Okay, so good news. I'll make it easy. A guide for authors, speakers, and coaches who want to turn what they've already published into digital products. Yes, that's pretty much it. It's A. That's what I'm working on. Now, when you put the prompt in, can you start a new chat? Absolutely. But you can, if you have the ability to just continue in that same thread, do it. It may not just automatically acknowledge the fact that you are in the same thread, but just ask it, do you have it? Can you remember what we talked about? What should this tool help them do in 10 minutes? So same thing like the question above. I mapped that out in the starter kit, right? So I want to flesh it out now, but you should already have the support tool details as well, right? Now, I can scroll up in the conversation to verify that it has what I already did, but it may not have it, may not remember, right? Now, here's the thing. This is built for you to start from nowhere and then answer the questions. However, if you already mapped that stuff out from before, you can just use what you had from before. So let's say, for example, I scroll, and I'm going to scroll on up. Okay. At the end of my conversation with ChatGPT about my starter kit, at the end of your first conversation, you'll get a snapshot of what you are creating. Okay. Here it is. So, snapshot. Authors, speakers discover multiple ways their existing material could become income. Okay. So I'm just going to say, can we pull from my previous snapshots of what we decided will be in my kit? Okay. Now, several times it did say to me, put it in a document, and I think I did. I just don't feel like looking for it. This is just faster for me to just copy this real quick. This little icon here with it looks like two papers, is the copy. And I'm basically going to just give it where we left off earlier in the conversation. Let me see. And then I did the Genius prompt and answered 6 more questions yesterday to give it even more information on what I wanted my kit to be. Okay. The starter prompts just get you started, and the Genius prompts help you break this thing all the way down. So I'm basically, because I want to make sure that I'm building exactly what I built. So here it is, my support tool, Repurpose Path Planner, a one-page planning sheet to map the different product directions available. So I want to just make sure that it has what we already came up with so that I don't mess up. And I mean, there's no real mess up here, but we already mapped out something pretty solid. So I would love to just kind of build from that, if that makes sense. Okay. That's what I'm doing now, just copying and pasting over things that make sense. I think there's one more thing that I'm going to pull from, and that's me answering questions about what I want in my ebook. Is this necessary? Not really. I could have just answered the 3 questions the way it is. Why am I doing this? Because we already mapped this stuff out before, so to me this just makes sense. So one of the things I'm very adamant about is consistency. If I'm going to take the time to have AI help me, I'm going to put this stuff in a document, and I'm going to consistently come back to the same content. Because every time, AI can give you something that is solid, but different from what it gave you before. So, so long as you're consistent, that works. So it says, you're absolutely right, and thank you for pasting the receipts, right? I got receipts of what we talked about. We already locked the outcome. The support tool exists to help them match one existing asset to one income opportunity. Question 2, answer equals already decided. Final question, 3 of 3. Worksheet, checklist, planner. I'm leaning towards, I think it's a planner. What do you think? Worksheet, because it lets them name the asset. But isn't it called planner? But wait, wasn't it called a planner? We can have a planner in the form of a worksheet? Or I feel like it was, I can't find the name. You are remembering correctly. It's the Repurpose Path Planner. That is the product name. What type of tool it actually is, that is structurally a worksheet. The name is Repurpose Path Planner, but it functions like a worksheet. Okay. Okay. Yes. Use this worksheet to decide what you will build from what you already have. Instructions. Do not overthink this. Your job is to make a decision, not a 5-year plan. Step 1, the starting asset. Step 2, what you can extract. Pick your direction, your first product type, who this is for. So it's basically giving me a snapshot of my worksheet. Awesome. You just created your support tool. Head to the next step. So those of you who have the free starter prompts, what I've done is I've given you a start, okay? I've given you something to start with. When you get to the end of that, you can copy the URL and open it, right? I'm going to open link. So now it says to me, you created your support tool. Or to be honest with you, you mapped your support tool. Apologies for the word confusion here. But it's more so that you began the process of mapping out the support tool. Now, from here, you can get the genius prompts to keep going. This is what I call the Snow and Grow Challenge, hence you can see the snowflakes on the screen, right? You've got the support tools to go deeper and unlock those genius prompts if you want to. If you don't want to, or you're not in a financial position to, by the way, I have tried to make this financially budget-friendly for everyone. There are 3 ways to get inside of the community, the academy, work with me privately, all of which have payment plans, Affirm, Klarna, so you have options when it comes to signing up, okay? But with that being said, it does kind of give you instructions on what to do next and then tips on what you're working on as well, okay? So this just kind of just a quick breakdown of where you left off. What I'm going to do now is the full prompt. So here, I'm going to go to the full prompt. These are all the genius prompts. They're more detailed. Support tool. This is a longer version of the 3 questions I just did. Okay? I'm going to put this in here. Why? Because I want you to be able to see the difference. And I'm going to hit enter. Welcome back. Here's where we left off. So we've got the ebook title, who it's for, quick win, support tool, we drafted, repurpose, path plan. Is this correct? Yes. So when you use the Genius one, it picks up right where you left off. And it's ideal if you do it in the same conversation that you were having with chat. Perfect style. How would you like to build today? I think I'm going to do A. Like I said, you can follow along if you're not familiar with my prompts and how this process works. You can ask questions and or quietly work with your prompts in the back end. It really is up to you. Discovery question. What type of deliverable do you want to create first? Um, I want to say more than one. I think I want to do a traditional PDF worksheet, or actually a traditional worksheet in the form of like a document, and then a no-code app for the support tool. That's what I would like to work on. So, funny enough, my ebook is about different types of ways to create, like take what you have and turn it into different types of sellable digital products. And I think I want to do that with the support tool. If I can create both a worksheet document and a no-code app, I think I would like that. Love it. You are practicing what the book teaches. So we are doing A and C. Which format do we do first? I'll do A. What should the tool help them do after reading the ebook? We locked all of that in, correct? But after using this, they'll be able to basically identify a product, a digital product they want to create, because they're aware now of the different types of digital products they can create from whatever they already published. All right, we did lock it in. After using this, they will be able to identify which asset they will monetize. Quick question, tool type. Choose one. Worksheet. Yeah, we're doing a worksheet. A. That's what we agreed on. What should the done moment feel like? Done is just identifying what they will create. It doesn't go past that point. They don't actually start creating yet. And this is important, right? As you're watching me do this, I say to you guys, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks when we've been building things. It's not about getting them from A to Z. It's about getting them from A to B. This is a quick win project. And so, yeah, there's a lot of parts to the process of building a digital product. I'm just getting them to the point where they realize all the things they could build and identify one thing they want to build. And yay, we're done. That's it. Right? And then I create something else and they can use that to go further in the process. So that's something I want you to think about, especially those of you who can never completely finish what you've created, because it becomes this elephantastic task and you're like, oh my gosh, it's snowballed, it's bigger than I thought it would be. Baby, let ChatGPT or your AI platform of choice help you gain clarity around creating a 48-hour quick win transformation. What that means is you're going to create something that helps them get a result within a few days versus a few months. You're not going to create the mega course that takes 10 years to launch. We're not doing those things, okay? So next question, brand colors, I believe I know them, but per protocol, I confirm. You do know them. Can you just show me what you got? You should have like a purple and a gold already. Yes, ma'am. Awesome. So I mentioned this yesterday and also last week. I have a very simple document. Let's go to my notes real quick. It is my brand doc. Okay, it's very simple. Let's go grab it. I'm going to just put bio in here real quick because that's how I usually find it. Okay. So, side note, might be something you want to work on. I don't have all the things in here, but I just have a few. One of my favorite headshot photos, number one. My bio, some of my accent colors, my email, some more accent colors, just so that when I'm working on projects, I can customize it with what I want. If I want to add about LaShonda, meet your instructor section, I can grab my bio. If I want to tell it what colors I want in my content, I got those here as well. You just kind of want to find ways to be intentionally organized versus, do you ever feel like you're always pulling stuff, like you're always looking for things? Like, I know I got it somewhere, right? I know it's around here somewhere. Just this one simple document helps with quickly accessing your branding information. So 806 and EEC. Yep, that is correct. Let's keep on keeping on. Perfect. Final discovery question, copyright line. Same. You know it. I know you know it. Even though the time it takes me to say same, I could explain it. But, you are correct. Here's my copyright info. So we've got our tool called Repurpose Path Planner. It's a worksheet, and we've got our brand colors. This is work. Yeah. Excellent. So now, every time you do something, you should get a snapshot of where you are in the process of what you've worked on. Okay. So it's a downloadable file. Which file type do you want? A. Excuse me. A downloadable document. You can do this in ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, your AI platform of choice, basically. I just do most of my work in ChatGPT. All right, so it says it created a document for me. Here's the doc. It's not as pretty as the ones that, Claude created for me yesterday, but it's something to work with, right? Now, I do have worksheet templates if you guys want me to put, those of you who have access to the full Genius prompts, if you want me to put my worksheet template in there, I could. But let me open this up. Where can I open it? Oh, I'm on my iPad, so I'm going to put this on upload it to my drive. Let's put it in my downloads folder. So what's great about getting it as a document, though, is that I can edit this. Let's go to my drive real quick. Even if this one in particular is not like an fully edited PDF, it is something that's done, and I don't have to build from scratch. So it's basically saying 10 minutes. What's the strongest piece of content you already have? Inside that asset, what is the most valuable transformation or outcome people want help with? What specifically needs this result right now? Oh, excuse me, who? I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Who needs this result right now? What type of digital product feels like the simplest starting move? If this product existed today, what would it help someone do? So basically, they're answering questions in relation to what the book told them, and then how to use this tool. Okay. So that they can figure out what kind of digital product that they should be creating. Okay, so I got my doc. Let's see here. Let's go back to ChatGPT. What was produced? The Repurpose Path Planner. Want a simpler version or a stronger version? This is solid, but honestly, I feel like I want a stronger version, and I'll tell you why. Like, it would be great if then, based on how they responded, they got specific digital products to them or recommend it to them based on what's in the ebook. Because I feel like here I see an endpoint, but I don't know if that endpoint is what I'm giving them, which is, okay, well, based on your answers, here's the kind of digital product you could create. So this is important, okay? And one of the things that I'm giving it the ebook again, just in case it doesn't have it. One of the things that I need you to do, that I always tell myself to do, is, LaShonda, use your brain. LaShonda, use your brain. What am I saying here? Yes, the AI wrote and create something that is pretty great because it did it in minutes, right? However, logically, I need to read the thing, use the thing, and go, is this enough for me? Because it may not be. Don't just take what the AI gave you and think it's the authority. No, it's not. AI makes mistakes. You're the authority. You're the one who's creating the product and selling it. You're not just going to spew out what AI gave you and then be the face of it. Why would you put yourself as the face of something that you can't 1,000% stand behind? So I'm looking at the questions, and I think they're solid, but does it ultimately give people the right decision path of which digital product they should use? No, I feel like it's lacking. So I'm going to write this down. I'm going to push back a little. Say it to AI. I'm going to push back a little. This is good, but I feel like it's missing some things. Talk to it, right? Okay, so it says, yes, now this is evolution thinking. You're not asking, did they fill in the blanks? You're asking, do they get a smart recommendation when they finish? That is next level value. And you're right, the current worksheet stops at decision capture. What you want is decision support. See, it's telling them to decide, but I want to help them decide, right? Which digital product? The older version, what are you choosing? The new version, what are you choosing? And based on that, here are the best product directions for you. This moves the tool from a basic worksheet to a guided advisor. So what would change? Instead of ending, I'm turning fill in the blank into filling the blank, we'd end with recommended starting products. Here's the important part. Option A, light recommendation. Option B, smart recommendation. I'm going to do the following. I think that option A would be a light recommendation in the PDF, and then option B, smart recommendation, when we do the no-code app. And the no-code app could include a premium advisor. That's what I'm thinking. Because it's an app. It's a web app, so we can do a little bit more interactivity there. If you are lost in my social sauce, if you are lost in my content creation sauce, ask questions, because I am mapping out my offer so that you can get a sense of what I do as far as how I help clients do this or how you can do this. If you're quietly working on yours, great. If you need help, check in. Even if you need to say, LaShonda, can we go back to mapping out the kit? Because that's what I'm working on right now. That's fine. You're here live for a reason, okay? So I'm just going to wrap up this puppy and then go on to the next thing. But pause me, unmute yourself, or check in the chat. Let me know what you're working on and or if you have any questions and need support, okay? Check in. All right, so perfect strategy. One question before I build. What are the 3 recommendation buckets? Traditional Tiny Tools Publishing Hub, guided PDF, interactive tool, offer, workshop, your custom labels. Tell me your 3. Which one do you recommend? Let's look at them. Traditional, slight learning curve if someone is brand new. sounds generic, doesn't pull them towards your world. A, because this isn't just education, it's ascension. It is ascension. Ascension means that you want to get them to go in your ecosystem and buy something next. So if they go, oh, I want to create a tiny tool, then I'm like, okay, well, buy my tiny tool build kit. It connects the two, right? So it's like inside of the lower ticket offer, I'm selling them on the higher ticket, right? Because I'm using my branded names as opposed to just saying build a guide. I'm like, or build an interactive tool, build a tiny tool, so that you need the tiny tool kit to build a tiny tool. So let's go with A. All right. So now it's going to give me a, do you want the recommendation section to be circle your matches, score totals? Score totals. Ooh, okay. I think I want to say score totals, but what do you say? You notice that I'm always asking AI, right? Now, I could just decide, but I always like to see um, what AI says. Score totals transition beautifully into the app later. Decision, we go with score totals. If you want, next, I can redesign the worksheet. So, yeah, redesign the worksheet, the whole thing, with all the questions and whatever we needed to update it so I have a new version of it. Love it. This is where things get powerful. So I need the next step. So the next step is simple and very CEO. I need to see what changed. Drop in either the uploaded questions. Oh, it needs the questions. Did I download it? I did download it. Here it is. This is good, like really good. It's clean, it's fast. What you currently have, what we're upgrading. Here's the mechanic I recommend for the PDF. Okay, rewrite doc. So what's fun is I'm going to do a Canva app today. I didn't do that last time, so you'll see what that looks like. I want the actual downloadable doc, DOCXS file. Okay. So this is version 2. So this one is less open-ended and more like multiple choice. So your repurpose recommendation, now let's translate it. If your content teaches mainly, start with a traditional digital product. If your content mainly covers, okay, let me save this. I have a question. Oop. Done. I have a question. This one seems smaller than the other one. Is this enough? This multiple choice, number one, and maybe I'm just kind of scrolling through it fast. Does it give them scoring instructions on how to score this to get their answer, or is it just assuming they know how to help to score this? Because I wasn't too clear on how you put it together. Good catch, very good catch. You just spotted the exact tension between a reflection worksheet and a diagnostic tool. What you downloaded is a reflection worksheet. So is something missing? If you expect, based on my answers, tell me what I should build, then yes, scoring logic is missing. All right. The elegant solution, what premium creators do. My professional opinion, keep the PDF light. Add the interactive stuff to the Genius Machine. However, if you want a slightly stronger authority without math, there is a middle option. All right, let's do the middle option and then do the no-code app. Now, here's the thing, right? My brain is braining here. I just can't assume that ChatGPT or any AI is going to give me 1,000% what I want. I got to tweak it. I've got to, read what it gives me and take my time and think about it. You know what I mean? That's fine. To me, that's important if you want to make it the best it can be. Now, I do this with y'all. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you and I, one-on-one, get on a call, we do these things together. So if you feel like some of this is over your head, that's why working with me, building with me, you get my brain outside of ChatGPT's brain. If some of this stuff that I'm doing, maybe if it's going over your head or you're like, I don't know what's going on, okay? You can do as much or as little of this as you want. If you want to give the AI control to write the content, to tell you what to put in, fine. However, that's when people say things like generic, because you're just kind of going with what AI gives you as opposed to building it to your specifications. But that's if you have specifications. You may find yourself in a place where you just don't know what to ask, which is why I give you my more detailed guided prompts. But you may not know what is the best thing to put into it. So having somebody like me help you do that does help, right? If you want to work with me and build with me privately. I do have work with me packages on many levels, so you can reach out. But the main one is the Build With Me package that you see on the Starter Kit project page, where you and I can work on creating an offer stack, a suite of a low-ticket free offer, a lead magnet free offer, low-ticket offer, and then a core offer over a 30-day period. All right, so I did download my download. That's my version 3. Ready to design the web app. Ready. Let's build it. Now, there are lots of different things that y'all can do. Some of you have been in my trainings where I've used AI to build web apps, and some of you may be seeing this for the first time. Either way, I will say this. Web apps are not like mobile apps. You don't have to install something on your phone or your tablet. It's just a website that you send people to. What makes it an app is that it's interactive. It's just not like information that they can read. They can click things and experience things, okay? Virtual experience. So we have Let's Build the Brain. This is the premium. Which level are we building? Count patterns, recommends category plus suggests product examples. All of B plus revenue potential, difficulty level plus next step. Which one do you think? Because I'm leaning towards I'm leaning towards, I don't know. I was leaning towards B, but then maybe I have to do the example stuff, and that's going to take a little bit of time to get my examples together. Every extra intelligence layer, more rules, more testing. What each level really means. A category only, A category plus examples, B, C, full advisor. You should build a tool. Start with a planner, difficulty low. You know what? I think I can have the AI when I was thinking of examples, I literally was going to put in my real-time examples, but I think it would be sufficient if AI just described an example. So let's go all the way to C. Let's go all the way. Go big, C. I had a feeling you were going to say that. That removes the main risk of you're not handwriting 50 product types, niches. So, yes, we can responsibly build. Okay. What we need to point to: guide, tool, hub. Okay. Let's do guide. So I am going to say this. Let me get my links here. So for guides, if they want to do a guide, I'm going to send them to this page. Build a digital starter kit this weekend. So basically, I'm giving them 3 types of products that they can create and 3 types of tools they can use to create the products. All right, so here are my 3 sales pages for each type. Guides, they can use my create a digital starter kit in 48 hours program. Okay, that's going to be for guides. URL. So remember, you're creating a starter kit, but when you have people's attention, you can and you should intentionally mention the next thing. I have so many digital products that I can sell them another digital product after this, right? You may not have a digital product to sell after this, but you got you, which means that you could sell them a coaching call, you could sell them a consultation, you could sell them an audit, an assessment, you could sell them a mini course, right? Even if you say it's not done yet, you can say, okay, well, lock in, pre-order the mini course, and you get this rate now, so I can send it to you in X weeks, right? You could sell them a service. You could say, okay, well, now that you know what to build, hell, let me build it for you. $300, $5,000. You know what I mean? So it's not like if you're not in a position like me where you have a digital product to sell them next after they've purchased the starter kit, you're not without options. Oops. Let me pause real quick. Okay, so apologies for the screen dropping. Basically what I'm doing now is I'm going to create an app, right? An app version of the worksheet version, but I'm going to give them different ways in which that they could do the next best thing. So, okay, one is if they want, and let me actually do this. 2 screens is easier. Okay, next option is if they want to create a toolkit, they should get the build kit. And let me give you the link for that. They want to build a tiny tool. And then PubHub. PubHub. Okay, so if they want to turn your book or big idea into a profitable platform, That's the Pub Hub, and they can go here. So let me give you some descriptions for these as well, I guess. So I'm just going to pull these from the sales pages themselves. This is the Pub Hub. Let me go to the build kit. I'm basically just pulling the copy here so that ChatGPT can figure out how to integrate any of this, if at all. And then SKP, start a kit project. Building a kit is my build a guide option. Now, I do also have resources to help clients create traditional digital products like PDF, eBooks, etc. Digital, what is it called? I have a digital product launch. I have a digital product, what did I call it? DSP. I can't remember. I used to be so good at remembering all my assistance links. Digital product starter kit. Digital product launch kit. I think that might be it. Yep. I do have a digital product launch kit, and here is the URL. And I'm just going to copy the instructions. Or copy the details. All right, so I'm basically like, here are all my things. Oh, this just got good. Now we're no longer building a recommendations engine, we're building a revenue router. The advisor doesn't just tell them what fits, it sends them exactly where to go next inside your ecosystem. So this is magic here. A lot of you are trying to figure out how to create something that is simple and sustainable, right? Remember I said a few minutes ago, when you have their attention, intentionally mention the next thing. And that's what I'm going to essentially do here. I'm going to create something where once they are using the kit and they go, oh, LaShonda has this thing that helps me create a hub, then I'm going to use that. Or, you know what, I kind of want to do a traditional mini course, digital products. She's got the digital product launch kit. All right, let me go get that. And then ultimately, if they want to get all of it, just join the academy, because everything is in the academy, right? But, oh, let me say that as well. Where do I do that? I think it's join. I feel like it's join Titan. Or maybe I take them to the Work With Me page. Okay. Remember, people came for clarity. Too soft, they hesitate. Too hard, they're pushing. What's the LaShonda temperature? Before I write the engine, we must lock in voice. You might want your bestness, so be confident. Be confident. That is the voice of this tool. Also, I do have a few other links, LOL. Work with me privately. Which would take them here. And then build with me. What is it called? Grow with me in the Tiny to Titan Academy. Now, here's the thing, okay? You see me doing all of this stuff. When I do these trainings with you guys, I don't just create random products. I need you to be clear that you will see me put this product out there. You will see me actually create something and then sell it, right? And so I want you to see real time. I don't create random stuff. I monetize this stuff and I sell it and I add it to what I've produced to make it an actual sellable offer. So I think it's called Join Titan. I want to say it's Join Titan. Please let that be the right link. Yes. There we go. Okay, anything else you need from me to build? Perfect. Now we're operating like architects. The advisor personality is confident. What I now have, outcomes we diagnose, primary colors. What this means, we have a diagnosis level, an example, an effort, a revenue, where to go. Final thing I need before I write the engine. Choose design, clean, smart, ascension, best match. What do you think? It's going to build me a tool, and I'm so excited because you guys, like yesterday, you got to see me build out the eBook. Today, you'll see me build out the tool, and that's fun. So here's your winning structure. My recommendation, B. All right. B it is. Excellent. So the thing about this is it's guided, which means you don't have to constantly ask the AI questions. It's going to ask you questions. Want deeper or ongoing support, join Tiny Tools. Okay. If tool wins, your best step is your next best step. If hub wins, okay. What makes this premium? It feels personalized. Canva AI code. We now translate this into code. Ready? I'm ready. So like I said, if you only have the starter prompts, you're just getting started. But you can still talk to your AI and keep going, right? If you want to cut the learning curve, get my Genius prompts. Which build method do you want? Canva AI or Claude? I want Canva. You can build apps in Claude. I'm not as familiar with it or as experienced with it as I am with ChatGPT. Pre-build enhancements. Pick what you want included. Progress indicator. I like all of the things that you've said. So all the enhancements, just throw them in there. LOL. So it's basically going to be like, hey, you want to do a progress tracker? All right. So now it's giving me the code. Awesome. So once it's done, I'm going to put this in. Okay. Ooh, nope, this is not what I need. Okay, let me stop you real quick because our signals definitely got crossed here, so I'm going to have to double check this. You're giving me HTML. We're doing Canva AI, and Canva just needs instructions on what to build, and then it can build it. So I'm a little lost. Did we miss something with the prompt? Was there an error? Because I only need you to tell Canva AI what to do, not actually give it the HTML code. If y'all get HTML code, you need to tell it what I just said it. But then I will update the prompt to make sure that that issue that I just had doesn't happen. AI makes mistakes. What I'm going to build now instead. Yep. Ready? I'm ready. So let me see what it said in response to that, because it made an error. It gave me HTML, and I don't know why it did that. What happened? When you said Canva AI code for me, I interpreted that as generate an actual code application that Canva could host. But what you meant was natural language build instructions. All right. I know I need to update that in the prompt. Okay, a couple of things. Number one, everything that we agreed on, everything that we discussed, name, branding, colors, enhancements, specifications, needs to go into those instructions. And I need a copy code block, and remember limitations on characters if it needs to be a multi-part message. All right, so now I got what I need. I'm going to go and attempt to have Canva build this out. So let's talk about how this works. If you know how to build in Canva because you've done it with me before, you'll be familiar. If not, you are in for a treat. Let's go over to Canva, number one. This is where my slides are, so I'm going to minimize these slides. Hopefully I am recording still. Yes, thank God. God is good. All right, so I'm on my iPad. So just remember, if you're on your laptop or your computer, what you see might be slightly different than what I have here. First thing is you look at the top. What will we design to say? You're going to click on Canva AI. Okay. Once you click on Canva AI, you'll see you got different options. We're going to do code. Click on code, right? Then you paste in the instructions. I got a lot of instructions. So let me see where my instructions are. My instructions are broken up into two parts, okay? So I'm going to copy the first part and then give this to Canva. It's 227 and then hit enter. It shouldn't start building. It should say, hey, I received paste one. Let me give number two. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to give it number two. And you don't have to worry about so much what's in here. You just need to copy it and give it to Canva. And Canva's going to build the application. And then hit enter. 228. Now let's see how long it takes to build. Shouldn't be, I call these 10-minute tiny tools because it tends to take under 10 minutes for them to build. It's 228 now, okay? So the issue that I had with the HTML, I'm going to make sure that that doesn't happen for y'all. Again, AI does make mistakes sometimes, so I need to just kind of fix that. However, if you end up in that situation and you know what code looks like, it's supposed to look like instructions. It's not supposed to look like code. When you get the prompt from ChatGPT, it's supposed to be instructions and not actual code. And you should be able to look at it and see the difference. But anyway, it is doing its thing. I'm excited. So I said to you, okay, so what are you starting with? This is my thing that's going to help them figure out what they should build, right? So I'm starting with a published book. Next, what is your strength as a creator? Teaching deeply, helping people take action. Next, what do people thank you for the most? Clear explanations, making things simple, having many resources. Man, I'm going to go with this one. What feels easiest to build next? Expand what I wrote, turn it into steps, organize. I'm going to say turn it into steps. What outcome do you want buyers to have? I want them to have access to everything. Implement. I love implementation. Bam. Your best starting product is a tool. This is why this fits you. Difficulty level low. Revenue potential. So get the Tiny Tools Build Kit. Copy your results. So if I click on Get the Kit, it's going to take me to the page to actually get the kit. There you go. So it works. It does what it needs to do. So I can give this I can publish it, right? So if I go to this top part here, I can click on this and make it a web page, right? What I tend to do is use in a design and then publish it from there. And I do have trainings on creating tools, so I'm not going to go in depth here other than to say that I can keep customizing this, number one. I can keep customizing this if I want to. I can publish it as a website, and I'll do a quick publish just so that you guys can see it. You can purchase domain names. What am I going to call this? I'm going to just say S tool for support tool and publish. Just so that you understand when I say it becomes a website, it literally becomes a website that you've built inside of Canva. So sistersense.site/S tool. Here's my tool. They can go through the questions and then get their recommendations, and there are 5 questions here. Okay? Now, can I tweak it? Yes, I definitely can. Will I tweak it? Oh, yeah, I definitely will. How would I do that? Go back into this conversation and say, okay, this is great, because that was version 1. I can say, one thing I hate is emojis. I hate emojis, so I would delete this. I'd probably make the background all purple and just keep testing it to see if there's anything else I want to tweak. But literally, the tool could be a worksheet, like a PDF. It can be a Google Doc that they go in and they get the document and they write in it. Or it could be this tool. So these are literally different ways that using my prompts and using AI, you can create different pieces of your product. So let's say I sell my kit for $27. Already I have in my kit my ebook. Let's go back to my documents here. I have my ebook that I created, number 1, right? Then number 2, I have this tool, this support tool, so that once they read the ebook and they're like, okay, well, I need to figure out, I have a book, what am I going to turn it into? They go through the series of questions, and then now they know what tool they should use, right? Yay, that's the next part of the tool. That's the next part of the kit. And then the last part of the kit is the build aid, okay? Now, as I'm going through this, if you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. In my trainings and in my prompts, I try to give you as many resources and solutions as possible to help you create a collection of digital products. You see, I built a web app in Canva, and I built an ebook with Claude. So those are 2 pieces in this one product, okay? Now, everybody can do this at a level that makes sense to them. If you don't understand certain parts, only do the parts you understand and do a very simple digital product. That's fine. If you want to get better at building better, you watch the replays, you practice, you email me, you get that support, that clarity. When I say ongoing support, I'm doing this all year. So join the academy if you're not already in the academy for that ongoing support. And then last but not least is you working with me one-on-one. That significantly cuts the process because there's a DIY part of it, but then there's a done with you and a done for you so that you don't have to figure out how to do all these parts if you don't want to. Like literally, I can do it for you, okay? So I'm going to do that last part, which is the build aid. I said I was going to go back to the presentation. So where's my presentation? Here it is. And we just wrapped up the support tool. Now we're going to work on the build aid. Oops. I full screened and then I got rid of it. So the core asset, because I need this to be crystal clear, okay? The core asset in your digital kit is the eBook. That's the main thing in your kit. You teach them something, a concept, a method. You give them one win, okay? Keeping it short, on average, it's like under 15 pages. Mine is teetering on 30, so I like things a little bit beefy, right? 30 to 44 plus pages. To me, it's like a nice beefy ebook, okay? When I enter things that are 100 plus pages, usually those are planners and workbooks. They're bigger to give more people space, especially if it's like a week or multi-month, 90-day planner, 1-year planner, a 3-month workbook, right? It'll be bigger and beefier. Clear structure. So there's a problem, there are steps for them to follow, there are examples, and then they know what to do next once they've completed the starter process, okay? That's the core asset. The support tool. That is one thing that you create, checklist, tracker, planner, worksheet, that helps them complete in under 15 to 20 minutes something that's in that main ebook, okay? The last thing is the build aid. It's like they get to finish faster. You're giving them worksheets, you're giving them scripts, you're giving them a template. So remember I said to you, hey, I do have a worksheet template, okay? So you can design your own worksheets from scratch, but as a matter of fact, let me show you what it looks like. And if y'all remind me, those of you who have access to the Starter Kit bundle, I don't mind putting that in there because I have like hundreds. I have hundreds of templates that I could share. Let me go find my worksheet templates. Okay, here's one of them, Easy Webinar Worksheets. So you could literally grab one of my worksheets, customize it, change the colors, and then, put your questions that ChatGPT gave you into the worksheet that I've developed for you, and then you're done. You know what I mean? That could be your build aid or your support tool, or you can use Canva to actually make something that's interactive. Honestly, it's up to you, what you actually want to do. But I have a ton of different support tools to help you, right? Support tools to actually help you kind of execute and implement, right? And then build aids, build aids like my templates. Now, here's a great example. One of my clients, Erica, let me show you her website. I helped her build. I am Erica Lynn, so I built this website for her, number one. Number two, she has her podcast academy, okay? This pop-up we've got here because she's got a quiz, Motivated into Your Purpose quiz, to kind of help you identify how you're going to live a purposeful life, right? I helped her put together the pop-up. She used my Tiny Tools Builder to build the quiz, literally in a couple of hours. If we go to Join Academy, right, this breaks down how you can join her academy. As you can see, she intentionally has different options using my framework, right? She's got a starter kit, a plus kit, a gold kit, and people can pick the kit that works for their budget, right? One of the things that's inside of her starter kit are scripts. She's been podcasting for years. She has scripts when she wants to invite people onto her podcast. She has scripts when she wants to say, okay, I'm going to interview them. Here are the questions that I'm asking. So guess what? When you pay, you don't have to sit down and try to figure out what to say to invite people to your podcast. You're paying for fast, right? Her build aid to help you build your podcast ecosystem are the scripts that she's put into her offer. So I want you to think about that. That's why the digital starter kit is what it is. It has three really important pieces: an ebook, a support tool, and a build aid. The build aid makes them get things done faster. If you have my template, you have to start from scratch, right? That's basically what a build aid is. It helps them do what they need to do without having to start from scratch because you've created something to help them with that process, okay? Now, I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to power pause because we're going to spend the remainder of this hour doing the build aid, and then I'll have all three pieces done, which is what I wanted to do, show you how to do that today. And then you can check in with me, of course, if you have any questions, okay? So I'm going to go over to our build aid page, hit present. Now, if you only have starter prompts, you do not have a prompt for build aid, okay? I love you for free, baby. I'm going to support you as much as I can, but you need to upgrade if you want to unlock all the prompts. I'm just keeping it real with you, okay? So you do have three solid prompts to get you started when it comes to mapping out your ebook, mapping out your starter kit, and even mapping out your support tool to get you started. Unlock the starter bundle if you want the prompts and the replays and all the things, okay? So let's power pause. I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be quiet. Actually, you know what? I think I want to step out 1 second. So I'm going to pause the recording. Give me 2 seconds. Work through your prompts. If you have questions or comments, you can put that into the chat. And as soon as I get back, we'll work on the build aid and move forward with the process, okay? So if you did want to type something into the chat, do that now. Give me about 2-3 minutes, and I'll be right back. Thank you. All righty, so building the build aid, we've got some prompts to go through so that you can make it specific to the quick win you want to help them accomplish. So what I am going to do, excuse me, is, let's go back to the main page here. Starter kit project, number 1. And then what's the prompt we're working on now? The build aid. Let me copy that. So ChatGPT basically gave me everything that I needed. And then I'm going to paste in here the build aid and go from there. Thinking longer. How would you like to build today? I'm going to do quick build because it says I'll use sensible defaults from your ebook and kit and only ask what's missing. That makes sense. Let's do B. I'll move fast. It's published to profitable. Reply yes, 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 yes. Great. Deliverable, traditional, digital product, visual graphic, slide deck. Um, if I'm being honest, I know we locked in the build aid before, but I can't remember what it is, and that would help me identify what kind of um, deliverable I want to use. But out of the gates, I'm thinking um, ideally a traditional PDF and then a visual graphic to complement that. Um, because I feel like the build aid was supposed to be some form of template, but I can't remember. Excuse me. You've made about 9,000 brilliant decisions this weekend, so let me pull us back to solid ground. The build aid, the thing that helps them implement fast. Yes, it is. So the build aid is not discovery anymore. Okay, but from the previous snapshot, you should have the build aid, at least the name of it, right? Um, Unless I have to go back and find it. Yes, and thank you. You're right. The asset expansion template, a fill-in-the-blank framework that helps them quickly outline how their original content becomes a new digital product. So the flow is eBook, I see what's possible. Planner, I choose what I'm building. Template, I map it out fast. Why this build aid is powerful? Because the buyer is no longer thinking, what should I do? It's, okay, I picked this one, let me outline it. Got it. The build aid. Yeah, I'm gonna say I prefer to put digital in front of it. So the okay, as opposed to asset expansion template, I feel like I was going to say digital asset template, or I'm thinking maybe digital product plan. Um, I hate to say digital product planner. Here's your, maybe digital product producer. This is a template to help you quickly outline the digital product that you want to produce or something along those lines. I'm just not married to the name asset expansion template. I just don't, it doesn't sound like something a human would understand what it is. I mean, I get what we're doing, but I don't like the name. Good instinct. Asset expansion template is smart internally. Let's translate the function. Digital product plan. Simple, clear, zero confusion. Digital product producer. Feels active, energetic. Digital product blueprint. Structured, confident. My professional vote is the digital product build plan. That's a good one. All right, let's go with your digital product build plan as a template that's going to help you outline the digital product you want to build. So the official evolution is done. Next step, reply yes, yes, yes. So you'll see that the thing about it is when you map out your original kit concept, right, it's going to give you some ideas of what to put into it and then also what to call each piece of what you've created. But it's not necessarily set in stone. And as you do each individual piece's prompt, because I've given you a prompt for every piece that you want to put in here, the more you do it, you may refine and adjust what you're creating as you go, okay? Y'all are quiet today, which is getting me nervous. Are you good? LOL. Let me know if you're good. Those of you who are hanging out with me live, let me know what you're doing. If you have questions, all the things. All right. So when you're ready to continue, paste the build a generator prompt, and I'll pick up immediately from the blueprint confirmation. Didn't I put that prompt in? Am I going insane? What prompt did I just give you? I thought I gave you the build a prompt. You are absolutely not going insane. You did paste the build a generator. Here's what happened. Your prompt has hard transition guardrails built into it. So at the end, it says, I must stop. And yes, so the only legal move inside that system was lock the name, stop, wait for the next paste. Gotcha. Where we are right now, we've got the name in. What I need from you. So here's the next move. Paste the build a generator prompt, and we will fly through it because almost everything is already decided. Okay, I will give you the prompt again and adjust that so I don't need to do that again. Build a generator prompt. Here we go. So you have access to everything, so if you need to paste it in again, you have it. However, I will definitely adjust the prompt instructions so that some of these things you don't have to do twice if you don't need to. I'm good, boss. Awesome, Miss Francis or Mrs. Welcome back. All right, we're doing the quick build. Yes, we are rocking and rolling in the right way today. What should we build first, a traditional version or a visual companion? Let's start with the traditional version so we can map it out, exactly what this thing is going to be. What do you want here? Formatted text pasted into a group. I think I'm going to go with a document. I like the documents because then I can just copy that content and do what I need with it. What's the biggest reason someone might not finish implementing this kit? I guess knowing what they want to build, like the type, but then not like either defining exactly what the product is going to be, defining it and outlining it, I guess. Not building it. I mean, it's like you brainstormed, but you didn't build, right? Even though this isn't necessarily building, it's just getting them to a point where they can specifically pick what type of digital product. What would slow them down, I guess, is they're like, oh, okay, I know I want to build this thing, but they haven't like clearly defined what it is and then begun the build process, I guess. Their blocker, they choose a direction but never define what their product actually is. Based on what you described, I suspect you want template, but I confirm uh, yeah, I want something that they can say, this is what this thing is going to be called, this is what it's going to include, blah, blah, blah. And then also, I guess within that template, being able to define what format, okay, I'm going to do this as an audio, a video, an ebook, a blah, 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 because there are lots of different things that are inside of their ebook. Like, what kind of thing do you want to create? There's like, you can build a mini course, you can build a bundle, you know what I mean? Like, figuring out what exactly they want to create and what they're going to call it. Those are my brand colors, yes. What I defined, would that be called a template or something else? Like if they're planning out Because you said, do you want to do a prompt pack, an expansion roadmap? Is it more of a roadmap? I don't know what this is. LOL. I feel like template, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, as you see me say that kind of stuff, right, I like that because guess what? You're sometimes not going to be sure either. So please don't assume that just because I've built this thing, I always know what the hell I want to build or, what every piece is. Great question. And no, you're not crazy. Let's make it simple. A roadmap, how the offer grows later. Checklist, steps to finish. A prompt pack, words to paste into AI. When what you described, this is fill in the blank planning structure, which is absolutely a template. So the build a type does equal a template. Copyright information correct? Yes. Blueprint. All right. Does it look right? Yes. So now, unless I'm wrong, it's going to create this for me in a document. So I'm a little fuzzy on what it's going to put into this doc, but it's going to build something. So number one, you don't have to have all the things clear because AI will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. When you get what it gives you, that's your signal to say, I like it or I don't, right? All right, deep breath. We definitely had our wires cross moment there. You're 100% right to stop me. You asked for build aid, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's the document. Digital product build plan, fill in the blank. Okay, let's see what this thing looks like. Working title, that's the name of what you want to produce. The source, is it a build, a talk, a workshop, a report? Product format, mini course, an app. Done. When every section above is filled in, you're ready to build. Yeah. Now they can start to name the things that they want to put into this offer. That's my build aid. Save to files. Now we can strengthen this. Add smarter guidance, examples, positioning prompts, build the matching visual companion, build Canva AI interactive advisor, move to pricing expansion. I want to do the visual companion, but out of curiosity, how would we strengthen it? Let's do A first. I think it's good enough, but what makes a template feel premium instead of basic? A weak template equals empty lines. Add how to answer this. Add example answers. Add boundary guardrails. Add decision shortcuts. Add a mini positioning layer. Add build readiness meter. This is a lot of stuff. Upgrade the template and I'll rebuild it. Say, okay, upgrade the template. Solid. Oh, now I know exactly what I'm building. Yeah. Awesome. This is the digital product build plan. So I have a huge smile on my face, y'all, because the thing about it is this. Every month in the academy, I say to you guys, I'm always creating new stuff for you. So what is this going to do? It could be a standalone product, but more than likely I'll put this into the academy to help you guys build what you need, right? And then also, like, if I'm working with somebody and they have a bunch of stuff, I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do with all of this stuff. I got you. We're gonna run it through the digital product plan. We're gonna run it through so we can figure out what you got, extract what you got from that, create something, blah, 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 right? So I don't just randomly create stuff when I do these activities with you guys. I create things that can actually sell and or bake into my existing offers, okay? Ooh, my phone is about to die. Let's get that situated. This version now includes all the things. If you want, give me the doc, please, and then we will do one. Now, I've today used several AI tools with you. I've used Gemini. No, excuse me, I have not used Gemini today, but I did yesterday. Today I used ChatGPT, I used Canva AI, and I used Claude. Did I use Claude today? I don't think so. I think I used Claude yesterday. So, okay, here's my upgraded doc. Okay. Well, save to files. And like I said, to be honest with you, if you just wanted to give people what you get here, that's totally fine. They can open it in Google or Microsoft Word and then edit the content, right? And then I like to add, like, excuse me, my copyright information at the bottom. So you can honestly give it to them as is, but if you wanted to brand it, that's an option too, right? So if I were to, let's talk about simple branding real quick. If I were to put this in my Google Drive, downloads, start here, upload. How would I brand this? Well, I would go to my drive and find it. Okay. By default, ChatGPT gives me a lot of stuff with this light blue, and that's fine. First, let me put it in print mode. Okay. So I may just leave it as blue, or I may come in here and change this color to something else. Now, I feel like you would have more control over colors in Word, but I mean, the range here is not horrible. So I can do something that is definitely more on brand for me. Now, how long is this? It's not that long. Now, this, I could probably just take this, which is my footer, and instead double click in the footer, so that's on every page as opposed to just being at the bottom of one page. It's on every page, and this is called your digital product build plan. And then I could probably even put my URL in here, right? And this is me just showing you, like, this is 1, 2, 3, it's like 3 pages. So it wouldn't take me terribly long to come in here and change out the colors so it matches my branding more, right? That would be number 1. Then number 2, let's say I wanted to put a cover on this. This is an 8.5 by 11 document, right? There's lots of ways that I could do a cover. Easiest way is Canva. So if I were to go to Canva, and I'm just going to do a very simple one. Now, granted, I could probably have ChatGPT build one for me. Let me just do a simple one in Canva first, and then see out of curiosity what ChatGPT would build for me. I'm going to do create, and I'm going to do, I think it's called letterhead. Yeah, letter, portrait, letterhead. I think I'm going to do this one. So I'm not going to do anything crazy, okay? I'm just going to change this to purple. Like you see, most of the ones I did, they were pretty simple. Do I have templates? Yeah, but why not just build from scratch so that those of you who don't have my templates can see what that looks like for me. So I'm just going to copy pretty much all of this and then put the text box in and paste that in here. I definitely want better than this, so I'm going to take this digital product build plan and maybe make it white. And let's use this one because I like that one. In 10 minutes. And then let's use Montserrat because I like that one. And that's really small. Excuse me, I have the sniffles. Apologies. Make this white. All right. So I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm going to do digital product build plan. And, so I'm going to do position and, what is it? It's that one's centered, but this one is not centered. And then I'll put my name, LaShonda Henry. So what if I wanted to make this pop a little? I probably would do either an icon. I could do like a, let's say, digital product, and then see what kind of graphics it gives me. So it was kind of cute if I wanted to do something like that, right? If I wanted to do an icon. But what if I wanted to do a photo instead? So I'm going to say African woman, laptop, smiling, tends to be my go-to. So let's see. I just like this picture. I wouldn't use it for this, but I do like that picture. And I like this one as well. You can actually star or favorite when you click the three dots, pictures that you see that you like. May not be for this project, but you may end up wanting to use it for something else in the future. And I haven't seen those ones, so I might just use those for something else. I'm seeing ones that I like, just not ones for this particular project. Oh, doggone it. What did I do there? I somehow ended up outside of my design. Okay, let's go back to elements. African woman. This is me just trying to find something to brand it the way there we go. I love using her. I don't know, everything about her makes me happy. So, what you can do also, just food for thought, is you can click on that particular photo and you can say, see more like this. If this is a good one, star. Number 1. Number 2, you can click on it and actually go to that view more by people's images. You can go to the why isn't the word coming out for me? You can go to the photographer who did that photo. And if you scroll, which is what I do sometimes, or you search for that same keyword. So let me show you. And I'm giving you just a little bit of game here. This says Black Woman in Office Laptop. This is by Yuri from People's Images, right? So I can click on Yuri. Then I can say Black Woman Office Laptop. And any pictures that Yuri has created with black women in an office will come up. And if I scroll long enough, I may see that same woman with multiple shots. Like you see, now I've got another photo of her. I can use this one, right? But then I can use this one. It's the same model. It's the same model. Now, why is this helpful? It's helpful because if you want brand consistency when you're creating your imagery, like here's another really nice one as well. Then and you want to feel like let's say you want to put a bunch of pictures in your content, you can use the same model or use the same photographer, and you'll know that the style of the content is consistent. Okay? So with that being said, I'm probably going to do half of this cover photo and then half of this cover text. And I'm done. Maybe cap, because I tend to like to use the cap. Okay. And then share, download PDF graphic, or PNG. I'll just make it a PNG and then download. And so what am I doing with this? I'm just showing you, like I said, how you could customize like you can get Google Documents from ChatGPT or Gemini, honestly. They may not make it as nice as what you can get with Claude, but it's clean. It's simple, right? So now what I can do is do this. I can go insert page break. Okay. So this page, what I would do is insert the image from photos. Okay. Now I have this image, right? And I'm going to select this image, and I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to click on this text wrapping, and I'm going to do, I forget, what is it? In front of text, number one, and then put it, can I move it? No, that's not the wrap I want. I think it's, excuse me, move with text, fixed position, and then margins, inline, wrap text. Okay. Okay, so with wrap text, I can move it. So I wanted to do wrap text number one, and then let's see margins. Okay, I want 0 margins. Absolutely no margins. Okay, 0. So I can move this to the edge, which is what I want. I don't want any white space. And then, am I putting this in the, okay, I can see it on every page, which means to me, I accidentally put it in the header. I don't want it in the header. So let me cut this real quick. Yep, I was in the header. You can see that because it's thin, but you can see I clicked inside the header. I don't want to be in the header. I just want to put it inside of this real quick, and then change this to fixed position and wrap inline, I think is what I did. So I don't do this often, as you can probably tell. Because to be honest with you, once I get it right, like once I get it where I want it, I just tend to do the same thing over, and I just tend to like copy the page and then do it over. Wrap text. Okay, here we go. So there we go. So wrap text, and then what will happen is, as you can see, it basically is covering the whole thing. But for some reason, it keeps putting it inside the header, which is driving me crazy. Or is it just me? Okay. I'm going to leave it right here for now, only because I don't want to take up time showing you that and then don't do other things. But it's kind of clean, as you can see here. This would be like the front page. So when I save it as a PDF, that would be the front page, and then I can tweak these sections. I can even maybe add one of these per page if I wanted to, and then continue to switch out the colors so it's branded to match the way I want. So can I continue? Can you edit this in Google Doc if you have nothing else? Absolutely. You can leave it as is, but if you wanted to tweak it and brand it your own, you could. Could I do this in Canva? Absolutely. It just really depends on you and what you want to do. Okay? So by the time I'm done, I'll probably turn this into like a 6-pager and then save it. I would go to File, Share and Export, and then I could make a copy of this as a PDF document if I wanted to once I'm done. Okay, so I veered off just for a few, just for a few minutes to kind of show you if you did want to customize this thing, you could. Starter kit mapping is what I was working on. Yes. Okay, so we can create the visual companion. Yes, visual now, please. So what this looks like is both Gemini and ChatGPT can make visuals for you. So let's see what it creates. I believe that if you use ChatGPT uses Dolly, and I believe Gemini uses Nano Banana, which is way better, if I'm being honest. So, and this is interesting, right? It created some sort of visual here. I don't know what this does. This is it says nice image, want text to go with it. Um, yes, I would like text. I don't know what this is, if I'm being honest, LOL. If you could give me the text, that would be great. Not quite what I was expecting. But did I save it? I can't even remember if I saved it. Okay, this is a digital product plan. Start with the source. Okay, so I was expecting a prompt for a visual of version of what we just created in text format. Now I understand. All right. Okay, so this is the prompt that it's giving me to create a visual version of what we just did in text format. So now let me give it the prompt and see what it creates. I think that Gemini creates nicer images. Claude can do these really nice PDFs, but it can't create images like ChatGPT and Gemini because it doesn't have those image generator tools and baked into it the way these do. So I'm going to see actually what Gemini does with this in a second. Now you can use this for marketing. you can use this for a lot of different things. But once I create that visual, I'm pretty much done with the 3 components. They're all completed, and I can sell them as is. Me, I'll probably tweak them just a little bit because that's just who I am. But they're pretty much done. Ooh, I can tell I like what I'm seeing so far. It's got a little lady with her little fro and the light bulb, your digital product build plan. Now, unless it screws up the text, so far it's looking kind of cute. And so the thing about it is, and what do you think? I think now this didn't make any sense to me. While it was interesting to look at, the first one didn't have any text, so I don't know what I was looking at here. But, it's funny. I could pull this into Canva and then use these as little icons in my eBooks. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to use these and repurpose that content, I could absolutely do that. This one, I think it's just so cute. And then it's got what happens next at the bottom. So start with the source. What existing assets are you repurposing? Choose your format, name your product, define what's inside, define the results. Awesome. Let me take the same prompt and give it to Gemini and see what it would build for me. I like to do that with you guys so you can kind of see the difference between the two. So it's going to use that same prompt that ChatGPT helped me create to would you like me to draft, wait, did it not say create a clean, modern infographic? This plan is designed, okay. What am I missing? I wanted you to create the graphic. Was there something? Looking for my graphic. I hear you loud and clear. My apologies for misunderstanding. I provided the structure, but I didn't actually generate the visual. You didn't miss a thing. It was a very detailed and clear brief. Okay, because I thought it was me. I thought it was me. Okay. So interestingly enough, normally I'm like, Gemini does a better job, but this is blurry and I can't stop. This is blurry with limited text and unusable. First, can you let me read this thing and see what it says. Let me see what ChatGPT gave me. So I'm trying to get Gemini to create a graphic, and it did a horrible job. Can you give me a prompt to give to Gemini to create this for me? Like its own version of what you created, beyond just specifying what is in it and the color scheme. That's all you need. I will take whatever creative direction it gives me after that. I just want to see how its graphic compares to yours. All right, it's pretty much the same instructions, so I don't know. This is blurry with limited text and unusable. I do not like what you just gave me. Completely start over. Use the specifications below. Come on, Nano. Don't treat me like this. Give me something good, because I did not like that. So if you have questions, let me know. What I'm going to do once it creates the graphic is go over and show you 2 more prompts, and then we'll just wrap up for today, okay? Because the main thing we've done, which is let me show you over the course of 2 days how realistically you could build your thing, right? So here is the visual that it created. Well, this is better. It's more like an infographic where it's got, let me download this. Number 1. Okay, let me say, what you created is great. However, there is a lot of empty space in the background. And then it looks like a long infographic in the middle with a shadow around it. How can I get you to just make the infographic and no unnecessary, oops, that didn't spell that right, unnecessary white space or shadow needed? Let's try and fix. It's like, I don't know what you're trying to say, dude. I can't fix that. White. So, photos, okay. I'm showing it what it just created, which is not bad, but all that extra white space, I don't need all of that. I just need a clean graphic. Loading Nano Banana Pro. So if someone wanted like a snapshot of what they needed to do, this would work. Now, it's not giving me what I want, so I'm going to ask, I can't explain it. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to explain it. So do I need to do this part with you? No, but I always like to do ChatGPT like me. And sometimes the AI doesn't, like you say something and it doesn't give you what you want. It does something completely different. And sometimes I find it's easier for me to have one AI talk to the other than me try to figure it out. So I'm going to say, let me get my photos real quick. Okay, so I gave Gemini the prompt, right? And it created these graphics. I tried to explain what I wanted, and that didn't work. Do you understand what I don't like about these graphics and what I'm looking for? And by the way, I don't want that yellow in the middle. I just want like purple, white, maybe some gold accents like the icons. But I don't need all that unnecessary backspace and the shadow. I think all of that is extra. What am I missing here, and how can I better explain to Gemini how to start over and rebuild this and not give me, like I said, start over, and it basically gave me a slightly revised version of the one before it. So when in doubt, I try to have them talk to each other. So, yeah, I 1,000% understand what you're reacting to. Gemini didn't misunderstand the content, it misunderstood the framing. Okay. So I'll give it this prompt and see if it does it. But let me just ask ChatGPT. Okay, so basically if you understand what I want, let me see you rebuild this and make it good. Let me see what it does with this one. Because at the end of the day, I don't care who builds it. I just need it to be, I just need it to look the way I like. And then getting a couple of versions doesn't hurt either. Now, keep in mind that the main thing is 3 things, right? But these extra pieces give other people just other ways to experience the content. Like if they just want a quick like a note card or graphic to be like, all right, now here's my little, this is what I need to do to help map out what I'm going to build. They have it. I'm just curious to see if ChatGPT will get this right or not. I don't know why it's giving me two. Man, I hate when it does this because it's like, I think it's going to be like, choose the one you like. And I hate when it does that. I just want you to give me one version. It says creating images. All right. It feels like I'm going to prefer the one on the left versus the one on the right. But the thing about it is you cannot go by the blurriness because it changes mid-blur. See? So it's not necessarily like it's, and now the thing about it is it didn't give me what I wanted either because it just gave me its version and not a version that was similar to what Gemini gave me. Lord. I do like these. This is an interesting mock-up. I can use that as a mock-up for the digital product plan. And it's got an iPhone in there as well. This is cool. I'm not going to lie. This is cool. Not what I planned on getting, but it is cool. Okay, I'm not going to lie. What you gave me is cool. However, I wanted you to rebuild from scratch using the design that Gemini did and make that better the way I wanted it. You didn't do that. And this is the one that I wanted from Gemini. So this part, I see the disconnect now. Okay, build again, please. I'm going to just do one more with ChatGPT and one more with Gemini, so in the interest of time, we can wrap up shortly. But this to me is the fun part, when I get it to make images, and I'm like, tweak it here, push that there. But it's all part of the process. So you can use it to create lots of images. I could have used it to create a book cover graphic, but as you saw, I built mine in Canva. I'm going to resist asking either of these to make the book cover graphic because if I do, I might not ever get off. So, unless I do it together, meaning I'm going to put ChatGPT and Gemini side by side and then see if they could build at the same time. That'll help me cut down the design time. Again, I'm on my iPad, so what I'm doing might look slightly different than what you see on your computer, but I have ChatGPT on the right and Gemini on the left. So yeah, it's not listening to me either because it's basically just giving me the same. I hate when it locks in and does that. Okay, so Gemini did better in that it gave me a full width version and all that extra stuff was removed. For some reason, ChatGPT keeps just giving me the same thing it gave me originally. So I'm done. Okay, I'll ask it real quick. I said I wasn't going to do this, but if I wanted to, not if I wanted to, based on what I'm doing here, which is a digital product build plan, can you make me an ebook cover? Like just not a 3D mock-up, just a flat, full ebook graphic cover that I could use for the actual front page cover of my digital PDF. Just to see out of curiosity what they build. And then, oops, see? Edit. Whatever they build, I'm not going to tweak it. I promise. because I want to get y'all out of here. But I just want to show you on the screen what's possible. Is all. This one stopped creating the image. I think I messed up the request like a couple of times. This isn't bad. It's just a sense growth resource, your digital product plan for women entrepreneurs, coaches, and creatives. So it made me a cover graphic. I'm not tweaking it, I promise. I'm just going to download it. So just to show you that I had built something inside of Canva. However, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can ask ChatGPT or Gemini to build something for you. And there are other tools you can use, but I'm just going to use these for now. So it gave me, I said, do not give me a mock-up, and it gave me a mock-up. Now, here's the thing, though. What's cool about this, if I'm being honest, is if I choose this graphic, great, right? But if I want to not use this graphic and use something else, I could just put the official image in this little slot. And then there's this one. It basically gave me mock-ups. But I do like this mock-up because I can put, I can make like an Instagram story or something with this mock-up of two women who have the digital product build plan graphic. And I didn't have to do anything crazy. AI built it for me. So there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. I said a couple of things. Number one, I pretty much built out all the assets in this toolkit, starter kit, right? There are other things that are in here. The expansion prompt. What does that mean? I put this together. I'll probably sell it for $27, $37 outside of just giving it to people in my academy absolutely free, right? If I wanted to then make a bigger version of it, I could use this prompt, and it would talk me through expanding it into a bigger offer, okay? So I'm going to copy that prompt, and I'm going to go in here and paste it right in because I'm pretty much done with what I did there. Okay, let me say this actually. Okay, I'm done with the visuals. Thanks. And then just kind of see where it locks in before I give it the next prompt. Okay, whenever you're ready, pricing and packaging, sales messaging, automation. I'm going to go to the, I think it said, scroll up, upgrading. Yeah. Welcome back. You built a starter kit that helps entrepreneurs repurpose what they already have. Now we're turning a $27 clarity into $97 deeper implementation. Paste your kit map or describe your current $27 starter kit. Okay, so I'm going to be lazy, right? I'm using the same thread that we've already used. Can you pull from what I already have? Remembering, looking back at our past interactions. So I don't have to be like, oh, I did this, I did that. Yes, we absolutely do not have to start from scratch. So okay. So here's how I monetize your current $27 starter kit. Name is the digital product starter kit. Okay. Ooh. The name is not digital product starter kit. It is not. You need to refresh your memory, or I need to go and copy which I don't want to do, but I can scroll up and copy the kit information. It is actually published to profitable, but I don't want to tell it that. I want to see if it remembers correctly. We've been talking for a couple of hours, plus this conversation is a continuation of what I talked about yesterday, so it's possible it doesn't exactly remember. AI makes mistakes. And again, it has a lot to remember. It's not a human. It's doing the best it can. It's extracting from my PDF, and I don't want it to do that, which is probably why it's getting screwed up. It's not just naturally going off of our conversation memory. So let me scroll up. When we started talking about the support tool, I feel like I gave it like, here's everything that we did so far. Now, as I told you guys to put this in a document, of course I didn't. If I had all of this in a doc, I could just copy the doc and say, here's what we built so far. But I didn't do that. But I did paste it into a prompt earlier, so that's what I'm trying to find. All right, so here's my nope, that's not it. And even though this takes me a little bit longer to explain to you, what it does is help you really see behind the curtain, honestly. If there's something you don't understand, ask, unmute yourself, leave a comment if you're watching the replay. It's solid, but honestly, I feel like I want a stronger version. Okay. It's a little bit further up. Okay, I think it's here. I said, can we pull from my previous snapshot? Here it is. Here it is. Copy. I use this little arrow and go back to the bottom. So it says, published a profitable starter kit. $27, components locked, core assets, supports tool, build aid. Okay, I didn't need to do that because it remembered. Is that correct? Yes, it is. But I'll also put my old snapshot below. And I didn't do it correctly because I didn't paste it in there. Perfect. And thank you for pasting the receipts. This makes it 100% clear. So published to profitable, what they get for $27, the eBook, the support tool, and the build aid. How do we make someone happily pay $97? Who is buying the $97 version? Is it the same woman, but she wants more hand-holding? Someone more serious? Someone who wants shortcuts and proven paths? A mix of these. You know me. I'm a Gemini, and everything is a mix. So I'm going to say a mix of these. So using the expansion prompt is going to help you turn that $27 offer into something bigger. Now, honestly, out of the gates, if you wanted to sell your starter kit for $97, you could. But based on what I've put into there, like the fundamental pieces, I feel like $47, $37 would be maxing that as a low ticket offer without adding more value into it, just being honest. Okay, yes, this is worth $97 instead of $27. So is it more real examples, step-by-step guidance, extra templates and tools? Okay, I've been thinking a lot today. Can you tell me what you think I should put in here to make this a $97 offer? Let's cut to the chase. I don't want to go through 1,000 questions. You tell me what I can put in here. They want to leave knowing exactly what they're making, what it's called. Give them done with you thinking. Product definition accelerator, an example vault, copy and paste templates. I know my opportunity. Awesome. The cleanest bundle structure. This, what lives, ooh, pro. Oh, I like the word pro. So, published to profitable, the starter kit versus the pro kit, which is $97. The starter kit is $27. They see the opportunities. The $97 kit, I know my opportunity. That's premium. That's the pro. Quick question for you, because I did mention that I have a bunch of build resources. Do you think any of those build resources could go into the pro version, or do you think just what you gave me is sufficient? I tend to bundle. I'm a bundle girl. Now we're making executive decisions. Here's the honest answer. If you put too many build resources inside Pro, you accidentally kill the Tiny Tools, the Pub Hub, the Academy, because people will feel like, why buy anything else? I already got that stuff. Remember the role of each level. Starter awareness, $97 Pro decision plus definition. Now I'm actually creating it. So should build resources go in Pro? Yes, but only in a bridge way, not in a replacement way. The magic sentence, I am 100% clear. Okay, so I wouldn't necessarily put everything in Pro. I'm leaning towards maybe literally right now, I am doing the AI Profits Build-a-thon, create a starter kit in 48 hours. I think maybe, if anything, put that in Pro and the other ones not, or nothing at all. You let me know. So at least it gives them something to start with as far as building is concerned. You're thinking the right direction, but we need to be very careful, because the moment you insert something that feels like, cool, now I can build without buying anything else, you accidentally collapse your ladder. So your instinct is, I want them to have momentum, but momentum equals removing the need to buy the next thing. Instead, here is the power move. Put preparation for a build-a-thon inside Pro, not the build-a-thon itself. Ooh. Ooh, okay. So I do have the Snow and Grow Challenge, which gives them 3 prompts that are absolutely free to start building the starter kit. So I could put those, if they're the starter kit, what are they called? The prep prompts. So I could put those in the $97 offer as like a bonus, or nothing at all. So you see how I'm mapping this out? First of all, I'm integrating this into a real offer. I'm not just sitting here telling you about imaginary products I would never actually sell. I'm building it into something that I would actually sell. And the same starter kit prompts that I gave you all, I could put them into this bundle, and then it would bridge. Bridge means it would be like the glue between this and the next natural step. So if somebody got those prompts, they could start using them to build, but it wouldn't necessarily complete the build, because then, like I said, hey, upgrade if you want to. Okay, now you're cooking with fire. So the Pro, I know exactly what to build. Your Snow and Grow prep prompts live beautifully in the build. They don't replace building. They just give them preparation. All right, so extra genius move optional. Where should we go next? If you want, I can now help you design, blah, blah, blah. So I don't need to do any of those things, because now it gave me a solution to take the $27 to the $97. There's pricing and positioning. I don't need to do that one right now. There's order bump creator. I won't do that right now. I will do, if you see something here that you're like, oh, I'd be curious to see what that looks like, feel free to ask. I was going to do your first 10 customers, generate 10 to 5 tailored starter kit ideas. So let me do 2 of these. Let me do these bonus prompts real quick. Again, if you have any questions for me, feel free to let me know. But I want to give you kind of like some examples of other prompts that are in here that can support your build, answer any questions that you have, and then wrap up. But we've done the heavy lifting of me helping you see a 3-part starter kit that can be built using the process that I put together. So you're selling the published to profitable a $27 starter kit. And coaches who already have content but need help seeing how to turn it into a digital product want to pick up here or start fresh? Pick up here. Perfect. How would you like to? I'm going to do quick builds. Let's do it quick. I'll move fast. What I already know, question, only filling the gaps. Where is this audience easiest for you to reach right now? Examples, email list, Facebook group, YouTube. Easiest, email and video content. I do have several Facebook groups as well. Perfect, that's strong. Have you sold something similar before, even loosely? Loosely, I guess, teaching people how to create digital products, not this specific offer, but selling a range of different digital products. Since you are not starting from zero, you already sell in this category, what's your natural marketing strength? Direct conversations, posts, community engagement. I would say content creation is my strongest. Actually, I would say A, direct conversation is my strongest, and then B would be a follow-up to that. So this prompt will help you figure out how you're going to get your first 10 customers for this. Last one, how much time per day can you realistically spend on this? Upwards of an hour, but I'll say an hour. Sounds good. Yes. Good. Now we built something, your first 10 customer strategy, warm list, what to do. Email people who already know you and invite them to see how their old content can become new income. So you can do your warm list, you can do personal DMs, you can do micro teaching, post short lessons showing one example of turning existing work into a product, comments to invite, fast action bonuses. So your first 10 customer plan, bam. Okay? Reply yes, and I'll turn it into a 30-day calendar showing exactly what to do each week. Why not? I will let it do what it wants to do. So it's going to map out a 30-day calendar. So once that little stop button stops, I'll stop there. I was going to do the niche one, but y'all get the gist, right? Basically, the prompts that I've created help you go past the point of mapping out your starter kit, your core asset ebook, your support tool, and your build aid. Then if you actually want to set up the sales page, there's a prompt in there. If you want to get clear about your positioning, your pricing, if you want to turn a $27 offer into a $97 offer, if you want to create an order bump, if you want to get some niche ideas of different starter kits you can create, great. All of that is inside of your hub, your build your starter kit in 48 hours experience. Okay, so lots of fun things to do, plus resources that I've put in here for you. We've got the replays. The first build-a-thon I did last week was 2 days. Those replays are in here, right? Now that we're done here, I'm going to put this 2 replays in here as well so that you have all 4 of them, and you can watch whichever one floats your boat. Like if you participated in last week's, you can watch that one, or this one. Then you have all the prompts, you have all the resources, and if you want to upgrade to unlock working with me and or being a part of the academy, you can learn about that. If you'd like to be featured on Sister Sense, definitely feel free to send me a voice message and or email, and then learning about my academy too, getting helpful resources to support you. All of those things are literally inside of your build plan to build your starter kit, your digital starter kit in 48 hours. Okay? So, number one, as always, thank you for joining me live and or on the replays side. Y'all were quiet today. I feed off of your energy, but hopefully the clarity was claritying, was doing what it needed to do. Let me close out our presentation, and then you can go forth and create your amazing. Working quietly, awesome, love it. Thank you for checking in. So we did what we came to do, right? Work on building pick simple, win fast solution, right? Remember, you can go to sistersense.com/SKP to learn more about the Starter Kit project, to sign up and get updates when I do monthly build-a-thons, all the things, right? There are different types of kits that I create. 3 of them. I create free kits, starter kits, core kits. Free kits so that I can build credibility and give people free resources. Starter kits like the ones that you see here that can be monetized as a low-ticket offer. And then core kits that are signature digital products that are upwards of $100. Now, there are so many other kits that I can share with you today, but those are the 3 ones that I feel like matter most when it comes to the conversations we're having right now. I shared with you the basic guidelines of creating the core asset, which was in the ebook, the support tool, and the build aid. And we worked through the plan of mapping it, building it, completing it, all the things. Packaging it, we started talking about that, right? Putting it together, adding some visual graphics, all the things, branding it, expanding it. We even talked about that as well. So I wanted to be able to create a holistic experience for you to work through all the things that I wanted to teach you, okay? Done is the goal. Version 1 is not going to be perfect, but it is allowed to be imperfect. That's okay, right? Progress creates confidence and future clarity. For me, this is about you putting it out, you sharing it, you selling it, you generating revenue, you doing what you need to do to improve it, and drive traffic, turn those browsers into buyers, right? Your audience needs results now. They don't need perfection now. You get better at building better over time. Finish first, then refine. Perfectly imperfect kit. First builds are supposed to be rough, but like I said, we're not taking them from A to Z perfectly. We want to get them from A to B. Publish that draft, polish it on version 2. What if I don't finish? That's okay. Priority 1, finish the ebook. When it's done, it's done. If you just want to sell that for now, good. Then on to the next one. Add the support tool. Add the build aid. Minimum viable kit, the ebook plus 1 tool. And you've got something, right? You can expand as you go. Done is still a win. It's worth selling. So let's check it off. Kit mapped out. Core ebook completed. Support tool. Build aid. Pricing decisions. Delivery plan. Bam. Now, did I talk about packaging all the details in this training? I did not. However, if you go to the resource section, you'll see that I talk about how to create landing pages, how to create your sales page, how to sell this thing on Kit, how to monetize it. There are support resources that go beyond what we're doing here. But again, this is about A to B, not A to Z. So I wanted to give you clarity and confidence around building these 3 assets and also offer support when it comes to building the next set of assets that you're going to need. Those are in your 48-hour offer builder bundle 2, okay? Just so you know, they're in there waiting for you. So my support resources, working with me one-on-one, baby, is going to be your best friend, me, your business bestie. If some of the things you want to DIY, but then other things you're like, just for speed, time, and peace of mind, it would be great if you could build it for me, okay? So you can learn about all of those things when you go over to sistersense.com/SKP, baby. You'll see that if you click on starter prompts. You may or may not be able to access them. Once the live is done, I tend to close those out. But if you want instant on-demand access to everything, Start With Me gives you access to the prompts right now, and it is an instant savings of $100. Then you get an instant saving of $500 if you join me in Grow With Me or Build With Me. Grow With Me is being in the academy, which is normally $997. So you can right now get that for $497 if you're not currently an academy member. And Build With Me is normally $2,497, but you can get an instant savings on that for $500 into savings if you want to work with me privately. Plus, for a limited time, there's the bonus, which is you also getting academy access. Build With Me does not normally include access to the academy. And what does that mean? Everything that I'm doing for the duration of this year, to be clear, you get access to in the academy. And I do way more than what I'm doing for 2 days, okay? We've got some really great sessions that I do on a month-by-month basis as part of what I call Grow Week. Grow, G-R-O, we work on you getting rich online by intentionally learning how to generate revenue online, which requires you to, G-R-O, focus on your goals, routines, and offers. So grow, 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 right? Grow, baby, grow. That's what we do intentionally each month inside of the academy. So whether it's Start With Me, Grow With Me, or Build With Me, you have opportunities to work with me intentionally on building a simple, sustainable digital product business, Sister Sense style. So those are your support resources, my friends. Make sure that you take this opportunity to think about the starter kit that you want to create. And, of course, as always, from here, you can get clear, go forth, and create your amazing. Definitely feel free to email me, or when you're on the SisterSense.com website, you can always click the gray tab to send me a gray tab on the right to send me a voice message. You can find me on these internet streets on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the things. Other than that, just check in with me directly, and I will do my best to support you in the right direction. Or rather, I'll do my best to point you in the right direction, right? I always tell y'all I've been doing this thing for 20-plus years. I ain't going nowhere. So check in, voice message, email, leave a comment, and I'll do what I need to do to support you. Checking into the chat. Let's see what you guys have to say. Thanks. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining. Love it, love it, love it. Thank y'all for joining me live and or listening on the replays side. Till next time, take care. Mwah. Bye.